So, since this seems to be a topic of conversation on TikTok right now about how Black Americans are choosing to opt out of being on the front lines against everything that's going on with this stuff that's outside that starts with I, white and non-white people alike have felt comfortable coming to the internet to say that Black people should not be sitting out of it on this one. And I want you guys to really think about what you're saying, because Black people have never had the option to opt out, and they are not really opting out now. They're just choosing not to be on the front lines because when they're on the front lines, only more brutality comes after that, and people die and nothing changes, and they've been fighting forever. If you really fucking think about it, Black people have never stopped being a target. Just because other people are targets now does not mean that Black people are still not a target. Do you know what I mean? Don't you think if they could sit this out, that they would sit out police brutality too? Also, they have, like I said earlier, they've been fighting this fight for a long time. And guess who didn't care? Guess who said maybe you should follow the law, maybe you should be a criminal, maybe you should XYZ, finding every excuse in the book to justify the killings of innocent Black people all over. So yeah, that's really rich. That's really rich for you guys to be telling Black people that they need to be up and fighting. They have been fighting. They fight every single day of their lives. When they go outside, there is no guarantee that they are going to be safe from police brutality or just any type of brutality from the government, like the prison system, like the judicial system, etc. These are all things that they cannot opt out of.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our asses off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. So a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the f is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait.
Y'all, I just went today and got my driver's license renewed, my car tags renewed, picked up 2 prescriptions, and got a few groceries. To say that I'm completely broke now is an understatement. So I'm going to have to go home and start selling off my furniture to be able to live the rest of the month. I mean, that's just, it's unbelievable. And my heart hurts today. Truly hurts for people who are not able. And
you ever think that maybe food is so expensive because, I don't know, 42 million people get it for free?
No, nobody thinks that, not even you. But maybe my small Black brain just doesn't understand. So walk me through the calculations you went through to get to that conclusion. because I can tell that you're a very smart person, and you're not just saying that so you can cater to your fellow white supremacist to hate black people, because you picture food stamps and government assistance as a thing that happens with black people only. So please, you and any other conservative that liked this video, go through the process that you went through to get to this conclusion. Because I know that you're not just saying it, right? You're not just vomiting words so that you can hate on black and poor people. I just know that there's an actual process that you went through using data that got you to this conclusion. So I'm just anxious to see it.
So I just watched a video of a white woman literally crying about the conditions of the United States, how she has to work 60 hours and she's looking at other countries and they don't even have to work 40 hours, how they can take a train for like pennies on the dollar anywhere they want. Meanwhile, like our country's infrastructure is falling apart. How it feels like there's no support nets. It feels like all the safety nets are dissolving, and she doesn't understand why. And I both hate and love to remind these folks that the reason why the United States is the way it is because of y'all. A lot of you are the descendants of folks, or might actually be some of the folks, who were more invested in not sharing all of the programs, all of the initiatives that the United States was starting with marginalized people, specifically black people. Y'all are some of the same folks who would have rather filled in the pools in your neighborhood than share them, shut down the schools and the libraries rather than share them, that you would rather vote against any forming of these safety nets or any protections for these safety nets rather than share them with marginalized people. Then you look up a generation or two or less later and wonder why you don't have these safety nets to protect you, because you were banking on your whiteness to keep you safe. And a lot of you learned pretty quickly after this election that you don't even have that to keep you safe, that unless your bank account has something like 7 digits in it, that the folks that you were banking on to protect you won't. And that some of the safety nets that maybe your mama or your family had relied upon, like SNAP or Medicaid or Medicare or any of those other basic safety nets, are going to be eradicated by the very people that you voted for. May I suggest, instead of crying, you strap up? The whole bootstrap thing that y'all be telling my people about. Remember that you get what you pay for. For everybody else who's not invested in crying, maybe some suggested reading. These Some of Us by Heather McGhee. It talks about how equality is not a zero-sum game. This book has torn me up several times that I've read it, but it is essential reading. So for the next few years, might want to be diving in instead of crying on the internet. Just a thought.
Welcome back to the channel, guys, because in this video today we are going to be exploring and diving deep into what black people literally preach, told you people as white folks, but you people decided to reject it. So right now, a lot of white folks are surprised that black people are not saying anything concerning what is happening in the States. Black people are not saying, oh, we are hungry, we are dying, we are crying. Black people are not saying anything about the rise cost of living. A lot of them are now saying, why are black people optioning out instead of black people coming to stand with them in solidarity? And black people are saying, we are not going to come and stand in solidarity or talk about anything cost of living, because you people wanted this regime, you people choose this regime, so let's continue to enjoy the regime. The good part I love about most of these black people is they prepared themselves ahead of time, and that is one of the knowledge that a lot of them are now saying, we prefer black people, we wish black people should not leave us. It's just a whole lot, but I'll just go ahead and let the clips roll. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, with that being said, let's dive right into the main juicy part of this video. I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
Now watch the economy getting ready to get fucked up. Well, I'm telling you, our country right now, our country is going through some crazy shit. Country going through some crazy shit. And I'm telling you, white people that's here tonight, y'all doing some good shit. Y'all mixing and mingling with the black people. We don't panic when the shit start getting crazy. Now watch the economy getting ready to get fucked up. Watch the white people gonna start jumping out of windows, jumping off of bridges, taking motherfuckers hostage. They gonna go crazy because they money fucked up. Now black people, see, when our money get fucked up, we just have chicken dinners, fish fries, sell a little weed, sell a little pussy on the side. We ain't trying to fuck shit up. I'm telling you, white people, y'all got to start watching black people. Watch how we survive through this motherfucker. I'm telling you, I learned this shit by watching CNN. I was watching the Enron account. And they was on there talking about the Fortune 500 company where they fooled their employees about their financial earnings. The white lady on this bitch was distraught. This bitch was crying. She was like, I can't believe that they misrepresented their financial earnings. I'm sitting there like, bitch, that's called balling, bitch. Now I noticed that the white people were distraught, but the black people that worked for the company, they was mad, but they wasn't distraught. You know why? It's because black people, we prepare ourselves for the bullshit. Especially when we work on a job. We know y'all gonna come with some bullshit down the line. That's why whenever we work on a job, we steal shit every motherfucking day. Oh, we start out with small shit like pens and papers and shit and work our way up. We'll fuck around and take a computer home piece by piece. We'll leave that bitch with a mouse in a pocketbook, a keyboard in a magazine and shit. I'm telling you, we'll fuck around and steal shit we don't even need. You can go to Tamika's house. Tamika be sitting in that bitch in a one-bedroom apartment with an intercom system throughout. She be sitting in that bitch talking about James line 1, James line 1. James sitting next to her talking about, bitch, I hear you.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the fucking news and the fucking stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's fucked. Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. Then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. Everybody wake up. It's time to stand up. It's time to be tired of this. It's our turn to fucking eat. I want to eat. I want my family to eat. I want you guys to eat. Stand up. Let's go. Stand up, man. Let's fucking eat. I'm tired. Let's help each other. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what fucking color you are. If you are not eating and you're struggling, eat with me. Let's struggle together then. Let's be a team.
And we're living in some rough times, really rough times, and we need to be praying for all those around us who are not as fortunate as we are to be able to do the things that we need to do. I'm not talking about extras. I'm not talking about going on vacation and doing fun things. I'm talking about living, taking care of your vehicle if you can even afford a vehicle, putting groceries on the table, buying medicine, the things you have to do. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's a really sad thing here. You know, we have a generation that is right now trying to survive in the US, and they're doing it at a time that it is so difficult with the rising costs. I really do feel for the younger generation and even for the older generation. I mean, you're hearing the stories here that it's just so difficult right now. You go and do a few things and it's like your bank account is empty, and that is the reality. Money goes by so quickly, and the reason why is because primarily, in my opinion, wages have not kept up here in the US. That's a fact. And also the cost of everything has gone up so dramatically that right now it's just not lining up. It's really, really, really difficult to make ends meet. And you do have to start learning to do with less. Take out the luxuries in life, take out the unnecessary vacations, the unnecessary spending, take out the wants, and really just focus on the needs. And even just by getting the needs, purchasing the needs, taking care of your needs, even that really starts to draw people broke. And I'm seeing more and more that people are having a harder time to cope with this because it's getting too stressful. And even though this has been going on for years now, and if the pot continues to boil, I really believe things are just going to get a lot worse because people are already living on the edge, and you already can not afford something extra to happen or something extra to come up without just kind of going in the hole. So that's why I've been a proponent of just living as minimally as possible for years now, being as debt-free as possible and living frugally, because look at where we are today. Look at what's going on in the world.
Bro, the cost of living is insane right now. Like, what are we doing? I swear before COVID in my area, $20 an hour was like, you balling, you good. Now, people that making $20 an hour, I'm like, man, how are they surviving? Like, this is insane. Fast food places are paying $20 an hour now. So $20 an hour is the new $10 an hour. Obviously, all of this is relative to where you live. So my $20 an hour where I live in Northern Virginia may be your $16 an hour, or maybe
no money to do nothing. I remember in the summertime, one time I was like getting ready to go get gas to mow my lawn, and I realized I was broke and had to like take money off my overdraft, my checking account, just to buy fuel for my lawnmower. But I'm like, I just want to be able to enjoy my weekend and feel like I got a few extra dollars, or like when I'm mowing my lawn, I want to take pride in that. But I can't explain the feeling that you get when you're broke on a weekend. You just almost feel guilty for enjoying yourself.
I'm about to show you $10 worth of groceries in America. Bread and eggs, $4.79 and $4.70 something or another. $10 for bread and eggs. Good job.
If the price of shit don't go down, I'm about to start stealing again. I don't give a fuck. I said I was leaving that shit in 2022, but look, if y'all gonna keep making deodorant $15 for a stick, I'm gonna just have to start sticking shit in my purse again. I don't care, because I can't go without deodorant, and y'all know y'all taxing for that shit. Like, come on now, something gotta give. Everything is just too expensive for me. Every single thing. Like, it's to the point I be rationing out for deodorant. I'm only doing 2 swipes a day because I can't afford to do 3 or 4 swipes back and forth, because I'm gonna run out of deodorant too fast. Toothpaste too. And the thing is, you can find cheap shit, but it ain't gonna hold you. I'm not about to buy no cheap ass deodorant and be musty as all day. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toilet tissue and that shit break while I'm wiping my ass. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toothpaste and my fucking breath be stinking after I done brush my teeth. Like, y'all gonna have to give. Like, and then it's like, if you do buy quality shit, it got poison in it, and the stuff that don't have the poison in it is too damn expensive for anybody to afford. Like, this shit is just beyond me. Like, I'm at the point, I'm either about to start stealing shit again, or I'm about to start making my own shit. Y'all, like, the economy gonna have to decide at this point.
Can we talk about inflation for a second? I went for a run, and as you know, have my best thoughts when I was running. And I was thinking about how the other day I went to Larchmont and I ordered a matcha. It was $6.25. And when they punched it in, it said $7.50. And I was like, excuse me, why does it say $7.50 when you punched it in? And she's like, oh yeah, we raised the prices, but we haven't updated the board yet. And I was like, and she said, oh, also if you want almond or oat milk, it's gonna be an additional 75 cents. And I'm like, well, I will not be having that, thank you. I'm not spending $10 on a matcha, which PS, I don't like that I drink matcha, but coffee gives me anxiety, so I had to switch. I know it's bougie. But anyway, $10, like, with the tax, with the tip, that's insane, insane. And then I went to my local coffee shop, and the same thing happened. I ordered my matcha, it used to be $6, and now it's $7.50. I'm no mathematician, but I think that's like a 25% increase, which is absolutely bonkers. That's way above the 3% cost of living inflation increase. And then I got a book off my shelf, and it was from...
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k, because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck, and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a 1-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home, and you only eat decent quality food, because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to. There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
The American dream is so dead, people don't even want to pass it on to their own kids. I read an article about how this is the hugest decline, right, in Americans having children. Americans are not having enough children for the first time in history to replace, themselves, right? But why would somebody bring children into this world, in America specifically? Why would you purposely have a baby in America? Why would a woman even do that? You don't have any control over your body. Government has ultimate control over your vessel. Hell, government will even keep you alive as a host when you're dead just to make sure it can force you to give birth to that baby. So I don't see the benefit for women, frankly, to have babies. America is not a place for families. It's obviously not a place for families. It's not set up that way. They tax families into oblivion. So why would you sign up for that? So no, that's why people aren't having babies. America, if you want young people to have babies, how about you make this economy affordable? Because right now it's not. It's really set up just for rich people to have babies. So go have the rich women. Oh, that's right. They don't want to have rich women have a whole bunch of babies because their kids are not going to work in factories and stuff. It's supposed to be our kids work in factories. Like I said, that's why people not having kids. Why the hell would we have kids? Why would anybody have kids in this environment? Why would anybody have kids in this environment? It's not a good environment for children. So kudos to the young folk. If you smart, keep your dress down and your panties up.
A lot of white folks right now are literally crying about cost of living. They are panicking. They are seeing what black people have literally been telling them, because for centuries a lot of them has been warned by black people, because black people understand the system of America. I keep saying it. If you build something, there is no way you're not going to be understanding that thing more than any other outsiders that are literally coming into that thing. Take for example a family. You have your husband, you know your husband better. You have your kids, you know what they love to eat better. You know what time they love to eat. You know when your kids are hungry. You know what your husband's favorite is. You know what your spa loves to wear, their colors, and the rest of that. That is exactly typically how America is. And the only people I believe understood the system of America and they can literally preach anything to me about America that I will listen is Black America, because these were the people that literally existed in America even before the colonizers and every other thing that literally happened. But when Black Americans are saying something, a lot of you guys fail to pay deaf ears to it and act as if, oh, you're not listening, oh, no problem, Black Americans do not understand what they are saying, until you people come to the limelight and see the reality of what is really happened before you will start crying and saying, oh, we regret. Why didn't we even follow them? Why wouldn't we even hear what they said, east, west, north, and south? A lot of them are now expecting Black Americans to talk. A lot of white folks are expecting Black Americans to come out, say something. They did a no cake protest, and as it stands, I didn't even think that literally worked. It didn't even work as far as I'm concerned, because as it stands now, the rate of poverty at which people cannot afford their daily square meal, people cannot even work their paycheck successfully and let that paycheck get to the house. That paycheck will end on the streets. People cannot even afford anything again, is quite alarming. And you know the annoying part about this orange man? He doesn't even care. The only thing he care about is how he's becoming famous on TikTok, or how he lied that he was the most, or he is the most famous person on TikTok, how he wants to go to Iran, do his war with this Iran, because he is literally supporting the BBB guy and so on and so forth. So it's a whole lot right now in America. It's a whole lot that a lot of white folks are literally going through. And you know, one thing about black people is getting prepared even before the season comes. I'm not saying that black people are not complaining. I'm not saying that there are not videos of black people that are not feeling that are I'm not saying that there are not videos of black Americans that are literally not feeling the harsh reality of being an American right now. But out of 100, I can tell you for a fact that only few are complaining. A lot of black people have already made up their mind. They are set up their mind even before this time. You know, a lot of white people thought initially that welfare was literally made for black people until this man came on board. They voted this man on board. They wanted him to be there because anything that look like me, they don't want. And when this man came on board, this man literally showed them what it simply means to be on welfare. And a lot of white people are now realizing that they are on welfare. They were enjoying more welfare than even black people. So that is why black people were able to plan themselves ahead of time. So even when 100% of the white folks are crying, you get to see 10% of the black folks literally crying. A lot of the white folks are complaining right now that they are on the streets, they can't even eat, they can't even pay mortgage. It's just a whole lot of things. The taxes that is increasing and so on and so forth. A lot of them right now need the presence of black people for black people to be able to save them out of this condition. But black people are optioning out, and of which I literally respect that, because at the end of the day, before even this voting level, during the campaign, black people were literally preaching why Kamala should be chosen. But a lot of them said, no, she's a woman, she's a black woman, we can't choose, we can't do this. Instead of that, we prefer to choose the orange man. Even Latinos that are crying that ICE agent is whooping their ass, even Hispanics. I'm so happy for you guys. Okay, I'm so happy for you guys because that is literally what you choose with your own hand. Like, nobody has said bad about this regime ever than this particular regime that we are seeing right now in the history of America. Even a lot of things that we get on our own end that is soft for us is no longer soft, because every single day as Africans, we wake up to one increment of fuel scarcity, gas scarcity, or it's just a whole lot to deal with this man's regime. And I keep saying this because I am African. We also feel the pains of what this man has literally created. But it is more good to see that it is his own folks, his own people, people that put him out there, that are crying, lamenting, panicking every single now and then. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and let me know what the situation of things, how the situation of things are on your own end. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying that, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.